Hey guys, I'm Ian K, and in this video I want to showcase my latest Clanvas team that features the Tervolt Unkillable team with the champion selection that I have, and I'm currently using Fushan. So with Fushan in my team right now, if you watch my previous videos, I used to use a Saito. So the previous team with Saito, I did not have any aura that I can use for the Clanvas. So I'm lacking a little bit of stats there that could have made my team better. But I pulled Fushan recently, and now I have a really good aura for this team, a speed aura. This means that I'm able to reduce the speeds of my entire team. And right now, I think this team might be the slowest speed team for one key, slowest one key team available. So just to give a little background of this team. So this is a Tervolt Unkillable team. This speed tune is available on Deadwood Jedi's website. I can pull it up right here. So if you go into his speed tunes, you go to Unkillable, you can find the Tervolt Unkillable somewhere at the bottom half, right here. Tervolt Double Maneater Unkillable. So this is where it tells you the speeds that you need for your two Maneaters, your two DPS champions, and your Tervolt. The manual setup is also provided here for Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare, so you can look it up here to find out what the setup is. So as you can see here, this comp, the important members of this comp is the Tervolt and the two Maneaters. The two DPS slot is free for you to choose whichever champion you want to use. So in this case, Tervolt already provides the weaken, so the two champions can be any champion and one of them has to be able to provide the decreased defense debuff. So Fushan does that here. So I have one champion slot available to fit in. And I found that for my account, for the champion that I have, Krila is the best champion in this slot. So for your account, depending on what you have, you can find out your own combination of champions to use alongside this composition. A Martyr will be one of the best. A Draco would be amazing as well. And if you have a Draco, you don't even need to have accuracy on your Turvold. You can build him with pure damage. So this comp is very flexible. You can build your Turvold with or without accuracy depending on your other members. You can put in like a Venus. I have a Venus as well, but I found that the damage this team does with the Venus doesn't compare to the Krila base comp. The ally attack is just very beneficial in improving this team's damage. So yeah, so you can just mix and match your own combination of champions based on your account and what you have. And who knows, maybe you might find a better combination than me and you can even do a much higher damage. All right. So yeah, so currently I'm using Fushan, and this is the best that I have right now, and I will just showcase the run. So A2, A2. I will show the gear of all my champions right after the run because I have them in a fairly unique gear as well. All of them are in pretty unique gear. And Fushan is actually a very underrated champion for Clan Boss. He himself actually deals a lot of damage. His A1 has a chance to place extra hits at 25% chance, and that the extra hit also has a chance to extra hit. So if you are really lucky, you might be able to get chain extra hit like 3, 4 times. I've seen it maybe once in a blue moon, but it's really amazing to see. There, that's a double hit right there. obviously you can see my man eaters are in toxic set, so I have toxic there to improve my damage even further. Yeah, since I have no poison in this comp at all. Alright, so at this point this run will be an auto. I'll let it run on auto. There was another double hit off on Fushan. Maybe I can see, I'll take a look to see if I can find any triple or quadruple hit from Fushan in this run. Right there, there's a triple hit right there, 140 kh. Yeah, so if that happens enough in the entire run, the damage can skyrocket. Alright, I'm just gonna speed up this run and I'll come back at the end and I'll show the gear on all my champions. Wow, 70, there you have it, 70.59 million. Well, this is probably one of my most unlucky run. This is the lowest I've seen this run hit. I'm not sure if this is a one key, I can check later. But yeah, I've seen, I guess the rotation of Fushan's decreased defense was off there because I've seen Tervolt use his A3 a ton without decreased defense on. So yeah, it just shows that Fushan is not really the best decreased defense champion since he has it on a cooldown. So someone who has it on the A1 is probably much more consistent. But yeah, he was still able to benefit the team, the entire team a lot, and with the speed aura. But I'm still happy with the stim. Let me check to see if this is still a one key. 70.59. Yep, it's still a one key, even with really bad RNG. And even on bad affinity, it's still one keys. I don't think I've ever seen it not one key yet, but that came pretty close to it. Yeah, so I'll go over the gear. So I have my Tervolt in retaliation gear. Since I don't have a counter attack champion in my team, I just equipped him in retaliation, so he has more chance to counter attack. So the retaliation gear's counter attack 35% chance happens with each hit. So on Affinity Clan Boss, the Clan Boss actually does his AoE. Each AoE hits multiple times. The first one hits twice, the second one hits like 4 times. So each of those hit has a chance to proc it. So it's pretty much almost guaranteed you're able to counterattack every 10. Plus the counterattack mastery as well that I have on him. The chance to counterattack when he loses 25% or more HP combined with Life Drinker. So it almost always he almost always counterattack every turn. And of course, the cruel set for damage. So I just run over the gear really quickly. Okay, so I have pretty good retaliation gear. I've kept it quite a long time, and I'm finally able to use it in my team. I'm still looking for like a better banner here. Double HP is not really what I want, and no rolls on my ring, so I could still maybe improve it by a few hundred attack here. And this is the total stats of my Tervolt. Yep, I showed the mastery earlier. Yeah, the most important one you want are like Life Drinker, the counter attack mastery, as well as War Master. Next, we have Fushan. So this is his gear. He is in Reflex and Perception, so I needed him to get enough accuracy. So it's 241 accuracy, 5.5k attack, 70% crit rate, 265 crit damage. So he obviously has 70% crit rate because I have Krila in my team. And to note, one thing to note, of course, is the speeds as well. So Tervolt, my Tervolt has 129 speed and Fushan has 148 speed. So the speeds here actually matches the uh, comp. I just factored in Fushan speed aura, so I just minus the speed aura. This number minus the speed that everyone gets from the speed aura, and this is the speed everyone has basically. So it's still the same speed as the comp shown on Date with Jedi speed. Just factor in the speed aura. So 148 speed. So he is fully booked, and I have him in reflex gear because I want to get the cooldowns, um, him to reduce his cooldown as often as possible, so I can place the decreased defense as often as possible. As you saw in the run earlier, he doesn't get like 100% uptime on decreased defense. So I tried to equip the set to improve it, but obviously it's still not enough. Bad RNG can still uh, make or break the run. So I'll just go over the reflex gear one by one. I think I have pretty decent reflex gear as well since I've kept quite a number of them. And these are the accessories. And his masteries. His masteries is about the same. So we have him in the Retribution Mastery, Life Drinker, and I have him in Giant Slayer because mathematically on average, if your champion hits 2 or more times each turn, Giant Slayer is better than War Master. And Fushan skills hits twice and 4 times. And since I have him in Reflex, he pretty much have this skill. He does this skill pretty much every turn. So the average basically raises to 2 or more per hit, so that's why I have him in Giant Slayer. Finally, the last legendary is Krila. Again, I have Krila in Reflex set as well, since I want her to get her skill cooldown uh, reduced as much as possible because the ally attack actually does the most damage in this team. A single ally attack from Krila will deal probably like 800,000 to maybe a million damage alone. So getting this cooldown as often as possible is really impactful to the damage that you deal in this comp. I even have her in refresh accessories to further the goal of reducing cooldowns. Yeah, so her stats is at 4.8k attack, 147 speed, 70% crit rate, and 245 crit damage. I have him in Cruel and Reflex. Yeah, masteries similar. Just get the Retribution Mastery, Life Drinker, and War Master. The other mastery here doesn't really matter, so I didn't fully master her. Next, we have the two Man-Eaters. So both Man-Eaters are in Toxic gear, and pretty much the same stats. So we have him in 3.2k attack, 192 speed, 209 crit damage. I believe this one has slightly lower crit damage, yeah, 3.3k attack, 193 and 180% crit rate, crit damage. Both of them are in Toxic. And the masteries. So I initially had them in the support mastery with Lore of Steel, Sniper, and Master Hexer, but I swapped the mastery over to defense just to test out to see if there are any difference in damage, and there wasn't really any significant difference in damage. So if you have them in the Retribution or the support tree, either works. So both of them have the same mastery as well. Yep, there you have it. This is the team that my latest team right now. If I am able to pull any like a Draco or a Martyr, I'll definitely test them out in my team, see if I can do any better. But yeah, feel free to test this comp out if you have it. Feel free to try different combinations and let me know if you might find a hidden combination of champions that works the best, and I'll take a look at them. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer them. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.